A lot of storytelling reinforces the myth of the lone creator, the genius who thrives in isolation. But what stands out to me in these conversations is how rarely that's actually true. Even when the work looks solitary, people describe being steadied by someone else: a partner, a collaborator, a friend, a community, someone who holds part of the story, or the weight, or the long view when they can't. You'll hear people talk about trust, about collaboration, about letting themselves be helped, sometimes reluctantly, sometimes without realizing that's what they're doing. This episode brings those moments together, not to make a point, but to make a more likely truth visible. It's about creativity as something that happens between people, not just inside one person's head.
Ever's superpower is to make light of the darkest day. Like when I wake up and I'm feeling everything is collapsing and the world is in the garbage, he will make me laugh. He'll remind me it's not that bad. It's we're human. It's just fine. Laugh.
Yes. Often I'll say, well, now we're living.
Yeah, he'll like acknowledge it. He won't discount it.
No.
That's the beauty.
No.
He'll agree with me and then find the reason why it's not that heavy. I'm like, man, I need you. Like without you, I don't know where I'd be. Really.
Oh.
Thank you. I need that because it tempers me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because people think that she's making work with me, and that's not what's happening. It is just my acknowledging that impact that like living with someone has on my work. Like it was just me acknowledging like when I'm so busy all the time, when I'm doing all these things, the ask that I'm making of her to, live inside of the world where like I'm making X amount of dollars because of these choices I've made as an artist living in the American South. And when I'm staying up till crazy hours to get this show done because I haven't planned very well. Like, I think that's also part of it. I really early on realized like, oh, this is also acknowledging the kind of collaborative nature that someone who lives with you has on your work, even if they're not like in the art world terms, like actually collaborating on the work.
Tamlin mentioned that this partnership grows out of our friendship. And it's also true that our friendship grows out of this partnership. Like the way our friendship was built was through working together. And then we've been working together because we're friends. It's sort of like a funny reciprocal circle. And when I think we're also both very mindful. And so if at some point one of us needs to pull back for whatever reason, I think we're both kind of keeping an eye on each other and ourselves at all times.
And in order to get what you want, or in order to work with other people, you have to understand how they also are, and then you have to understand how you guys can work together to make things happen. And then it also, I think for me, made me realize like you have something that makes you unique, and lean into that. And when they say like who are famous ENFJs, I'm Googling it right now, right? It made me look at the type of person. So Oprah Winfrey is a famous ENFJ. Martin Luther King, Barack Obama, Maya Angelou, Michael Jordan, right? I'm like, oh, these are all like types of people that I can, not saying I see myself in, but like a Oprah, she's a big media personality. A Barack, I feel like he's a charismatic leader who also tries to affect change. Maya Angelou, she's a creative, but she's also like very curious about the world. So it made me find a group of people that were like me in a way. Like everyone wants to feel part of the community. So that was a thing that I think really helped me understand, where do I thrive? I think that's a big thing that anybody who's listening in, you need to kind of like pay attention to the spaces that you thrive in, the spaces that you don't thrive in. What are the skill sets that make you unique? And doing that type of assessment made me see that it's okay. Like there's a place for me. There's a place for all of us. It's just one of those things of like, you just start to realize like knowing yourself is never a bad thing. And the validation of like, there are other people who have these type of personality quirks, or like this is where they can show up best, was something I needed, especially as like a young, 20 something, just trying to figure out and navigate life. Knowing who you are will help you as you navigate life. And I think a lot of us sometimes are scared to take those tests because we're not sure about what it will uncover. But I think it's just validation of what you already know. But it's kind of good to see it on paper.
Yeah, I mean, so for Virginia Tech, that's where I went to school. So I'm an alum and a former colleague of mine. Actually, that digital agency I started up with classmates, like one of the people that founded that agency was serving on the Virginia Tech Marketing Advisory Board, and they were looking for new board members, and they're like, you need to call up James because he'll be able to offer a different perspective than anyone else on this board because he's working at this amazing nonprofit called Acumen. And so that's how I was brought into that group. And I was drawn to the idea of like spending a lot of time back in Blacksburg, Virginia, where the school is, mostly for nostalgia, but also like when I go there, it is like a nervous system like reset because it's very bucolic. It's like tranquil, it's beautiful. It's just you like enter this town and just like feels like you can just feel like all of that stress sort of like melt away. So that was like sort of selfish reasons why I joined. But I also think it was about giving back and wanting to give opportunities that I didn't have when I was in school. It's not like Virginia Tech is in the heart of like advertising media world of New York City or any coastal city, and so we didn't have like recruiters from advertising agencies coming and banging on our doors, and we certainly didn't have faculty at the time who like really felt like they were like on the cutting edge of what was happening out in industry. And so I felt like this would be a good opportunity to both mentor and like guest lecture and teach students. It's paid me back in dividends. Like I've found a couple of incredible interns through who are students at Virginia Tech, and like one who is graduating next week and is going to continue to work with us after she graduates because she's absolutely a total rock star. Sydney, shout out to Sydney. I think those opportunities serving on that board have certainly like helped me be better at my job. The other board you mentioned was Asian Mental Health Collective. And so the executive director of Asian Mental Health Collective, their partner used to be someone that I worked with at Acumen. And so sort of full circle moments where and the mission really spoke to me. I don't have a lot of personal experience with seeking professional therapy, but it's something that I've sort of been like something I've put off for years and years and years, probably to my own detriment, where I'm like, I should probably like get a therapist. And I know that. Like people are like, James, you're a worrywart. I'm like, I know, I should get a therapist. But their mission really spoke to me, and especially like in the post-pandemic world and social unrest of recent years, and like particularly they sort of came into prominence after like the Atlanta spa shootings. And so when I was approached back in 2023 to join that board, it was something that felt like a calling, like a call of duty for me. And I think also like as a parent who often struggles with like how to be a good parent, and like a business owner that just feels like the daily pressures and stresses of like running my own business, like I wanted to surround myself with people who understood like the importance of like mental well-being. And so again, sort of selfish reasons, but I really felt like at the end of the day, this was an opportunity to both give back to places that nurtured me, but also like communities that have like nurtured me as an Asian American. And these roles have also like certainly informed and made me better at my job. Like so much of my job as a brand strategist is not just like figuring out a company's like brand story and positioning statement, but it's also the job of a brand strategist is to think about how do we bring an entire organization along for the journey.
What stands out to me is how much creative work depends on being in relationship. Not just collaboration in the formal sense, but collaboration when we're being studied, mirrored, challenged, helped. And sometimes it looks like a partner who lightens the weight of a hard day. Sometimes it's a collaborator who holds the part of the story you can't see alone. And sometimes it's a community that gives you language for who you are and where you can thrive. And I don't say this to take anything away from individual talent, but it's what makes that talent usable, sustainable. So, if something in this episode resonated, you might want to spend more time with these conversations in full as the season unfolds. You don't have to listen to everything, and you don't have to absorb it all at once. If one relationship dynamic stood out to you, let that be the thread you follow. These episodes are all here when you're ready for them. Off you go.